This is the one and only TQuest. You're tuned into the TQuest show, relatable, informative, yet entertaining. Shout out to all my listeners out there, new and old. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new to the TQuest platform, won't you follow me on all social media platforms at TQuestGLM? Download your TQuest mobile app in your Google Play Store and your App Store for free. And make sure you sign up for my mailing list on my website, GottaLoveMeWorld.com, where you can find Gotta Love Me Radio, home of the music and conversations that you want to hear. GLM Designs here to take care of all your graphic needs. GLM Voice, because I am the voice goddess and then some. Now I take advantage of my own platform. Before we get into today's show with today's guest, I got to do a mental check for my babies to make sure everyone is okay and great. And remember, you are human. It is okay to not be okay. You have the right to be angry, mad, pissed off, or whatever. Just remember, if it doesn't affect you in 5 years, try your best to give it more than 5 minutes. So before we bring on my special co-host and special guest, we gotta pay some bills, right? So all I want to know is, GLM, what up? Hey, you.
Me?
Yes, you.
What up?
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level?
Hell yeah!
GLM Designs can help you with just that.
Word?
From laptop skins,
You lying?
promotional flyers,
Yo, son!
promo videos,
I need that!
OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds,
Hey, yo, let me get that!
professional one sheets, and so much more.
Oh my god.
Please visit our
I'm on
website,
it right now!
GottaLoveMeWorld.com, today to check out our designs.
Got it!
Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World.
Follow it!
GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs. And we are back. Nino, what up?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
You didn't really have to outdo me with the what up, but I'm gonna let that
Yeah,
slide
why
this
not?
one time.
It's
Okay.
early.
It
It's
is
early in
early.
here. It's early in here.
So how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, kind of excited about this guest
Why?
coming up. So you know what I mean?
Oh, so you're excited about the guest, but not excited to be on another show with me.
Come on. I mean, I'm always excited to be on the show with you. Come on now.
You gotta say it. Females love compliments. You know what
Oh,
I'm
that's what it
saying?
is.
So you gotta let it be known that you are happy and excited to be on the show with me.
Facts. Facts. I'm always excited being here on here with the one and only T Quest. Why not? I'm in the
You
building.
already
Let's get
did.
this.
See, that's a little better.
Yeah,
But
it is.
as you know, it's not about me. It's
Right.
about today's guest. So we're gonna jump right into it and bring him on. Sounds good?
Yeah. Let's do it. Why not?
All right, let's get it. Mark, what up, though?
Yep, yo,
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, okay.
Oh, there it is.
So
Turn this
before we
back on.
start, just let the people know who you are, where you're from.
It's Mark Handsome, man. I'm from South Central LA. Ready to get it popping tonight on T Quest show.
Okay. I can hear the accent already.
The
I hear the
accent,
accent. Yeah, the
I
West
mean,
Coast
we don't,
accent.
West Coast don't got an accent, man. That's everywhere else. We
It's
we
the
speak in the original language. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Who
that's what
don't
that
lie
is.
to you?
That's what that is.
Yeah, we speak in the original language.
Well, you know what? If you didn't say where you were from because of your dialect, it would have been obvious that you were from the West Coast.
Whatever.
You know
Okay.
why?
Why is that?
Because you guys have an accent.
Yeah, that part. That is. That is. That's real. That's real.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, it's just one question I love to ask all my guests. Sometimes the answer changes, sometimes it remains the same. I'm always curious. When you were younger, you had an assignment. When I grow up, I want to be. What did you say?
I wanted to be a Laker, man.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to be a Laker.
Like, do you actually have skills balling, or?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, people say that, and I know the cliche of black people being basketball players, but I don't mean you got the skills.
I wanted to be a Laker. Grade school, high school, and when I got into college is when the second career choice came, which was youth services.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what
hmm
is that?
Youth services. I worked in youth services prior to getting into entertainment. I worked with juveniles in the halls and the detention centers.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Now
Yeah.
that just took a turn, but I like the turns on the show. Now, what did you go to college for?
My major was sociology, Yeah. So it was still to go in the direction of counseling and case manager and youth services, things like that. Like I had a passion for that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, certain professions, there's always something that may have happened in someone's life or they witnessed that made them want to stem towards that direction. Was
Right.
that your case as well?
My case was growing up in South Central LA and being a younger dude who gravitated to the OGs and being around people of that age and always hearing the way that they would talk and the way they would school the youth. It just became something I was interested in. I liked it. I just liked the way they rap, you know what I'm saying, how they would talk to us. So that thing became something that I wanted to learn and give back. You know what I mean? Like the information that you would get from people who been there, done that,
Mm-hmm.
and the way it would motivate you after hearing them talk, and the way it made you feel after it was
Hmm.
something that I held on to and felt like I wanted to give some other boys the same feeling. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. I feel that we need more people in that field. I always tell people instead of complaining or looking like you're dissatisfied with the next generation, I want you to take the time to actually try to help them.
Right.
Because we
Right.
live in a world that we're emulating one another. I'm like, can you get mad at them or can you teach them so they can do better? So I definitely commend you for that. Now, this may be your persona, and I don't like to assume, but are you always laid back like this?
Yeah, I am, man. That's another Cali thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't want to stereotype, but it started to make sense, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. You know, um, you just mellow out this way. Because you're more observant about things. For me, when I'm too hype, I miss things. You know what I mean? So I like to stay where I'm focused, things like that.
Absolutely. Nino?
But that's always been my personality, though. I always been laid back.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. There it is. Quick question. All right, and I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna ask my question earlier up in this piece.
Mm.
All right, you've been in the music industry, a bit. What did you personally, I asked this question. What did you personally find easiest when you stepped into this music genre? Not the hardest thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people say the hardest thing. I don't know what you found to be easy when you stepped in this business.
The easiest thing for me was networking, man. You know what I mean? Just being around dudes who knew how to talk and being around hustlers, you learned how to talk. And it was easy for me to build relationships and get in spots that I needed to be in and talk to people that I needed to talk to. And because I had came from seeing how when I was fearless, you know what I mean? I would say I was fearless. So networking was easy for me. That was like the easiest thing for me. It continues to be the easiest thing for me.
And networking is honestly one of the most important things. Real
Right,
talk.
right, right,
Real talk.
right.
It is. It is. A
Yeah,
lot of people don't know that, but it is. It's not really talent sometimes. Sometimes it's your networking game that'll get you closer to where
right,
you need to be.
right.
You know what's interesting about that? You said that networking was the easiest for you. And to be honest, networking should be the easiest thing to do because all you're doing is communicating with another human. But we know the majority of humans have a problem with communication.
You,
That
you
part.
know, and then it just depends where everybody come from. When you come up and you're a product of the environment you come from. Some people aren't approachable. Some people are harder to talk to.
Hmm.
And we have and people have their boundaries. And
Hmm.
until you break them situations down, sometimes networking can be hard for people. So I would just say that's why I was saying it was easy for me because I just felt like I could relate. You know what I mean, to all walks, all walks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is hard, but it should be easy.
Right,
It shouldn't be uncomfortable to ask someone for help. It shouldn't be uncomfortable to ask somebody for support, some advice or whatever. But we know it is because, like you said, some people could be like, "Stop talking to me. I don't want to be bothered." You never know what personality you're going to get in that moment, so you really got to network and communicate like the game of chess.
Right.
But once you got the gift of gab and know who to talk
Facts.
to, how long to talk to them, and all of that, then it does make it a little easier. So we went from you wanting to be a Laker, counselor, and all this stuff. So, what part of your life or moment in life where you was like, I want to pick up the pen and pad and be a music artist?
um, what happened was I was working in youth services, and I had a run in with the law at one point, and then the way the situation happened and trickled on down after going through the ticket to the case to the court and all these different things. I ended up with something on my record that took me out of youth services. You know what I mean? And being able to work as they felt was appropriate to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Let me make that right. Wasn't no weird stuff. Um it was called offer false documentation. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So you just I had to put that out there. It wasn't no like pedophile type thing and
Smart
nothing
move,
like
bro.
that.
Smart move.
With the disclaimer.
Smart move.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but just the criminal background had changed, and I was like a victim of during the recession time when they were just like really trying to hit people with something. And when it took me off of work, at that point I was making like a good amount of um, money for a person at that point. 23, 24, already working in youth services. I think I was getting about 27 an hour, then $32 an hour when it was time to match.
Nice.
So that was pretty good. You know what I'm saying at that time. And so when my back was against the wall to find another source of income, and having to go into a grocery store or something like that, that wasn't the vibe for me. I felt like not that I wasn't too good, I just felt like I was more evolved than that. You know what I'm saying? So um, I sat and just really tried to figure out what was the next thing to do.
Hmm.
And with no skill set in music, I decided that I wanted to do music.
Wait, you said with no skill set,
Yeah.
you decided to do music.
No school, no skill set. I decided to do music. It was like, where could a person who had got a felony on their record at that point, where,
Mm,
where, where, where do you fall? Where there's still the type of income you want to reach accessible? Because
okay.
one thing about the entertainment industry, right? Nobody judges you off what your rap sheet says. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as
Gotcha.
what you're qualified for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I like to say that I mean, keep it real. I always say the industry, entertainment is the streets
Hmm.
because most people involved in it came from that situation, no matter what race, black, whites, Latinos who sit on the boards, had labels and things
Hmm.
like that. Like everybody hood. You know what I'm saying? Hood ain't just in the black skin. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, when we walk in a room in the entertainment business, we don't care what traffic ticket you got. We don't care what felony you had or what gun charge you had or you smoked weed or whatever. We judge people off of the now. You know what I'm saying? We judge
Hmm.
each other for the now and you know what good we have right now in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it was something that I felt that um I wanted to take a dib at it because I always believed I could do whatever I wanted to do anyway. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I think that was the key to me being successful in this business.
Okay. Okay. So I guess I understand why you became, well, part of the music industry. And that does make sense. It's one of those careers that you have a little more leadway,
Right,
and it is less judgment. As long as you got something that's gonna catch somebody's attention, you can let it rock.
right,
Then but you got to make sure it's talented enough or business minded enough to keep it going so it can be very lucrative for you.
right.
So that does make sense. But another thing I wanted to say before we get more into the music is it's sad what happened with the situation, especially being in the field where you really wanted to help, in our community. But the best thing about being part of the music industry or becoming a public figure, you automatically have that same title.
And the thing about it is, I was down and out about it, right?
Hmm.
But I had some homies, and I had some what I call it, spiritual advisors who was telling me, like, think of it as this: that platform that you're building now allows you to talk to them in the masses. You know what I'm saying? Like, without any restrictions, or who can tell you, what you can do. What I'm saying. And that's what I'm witnessing right now, as I'm currently a part of a high school BSU program, Black Student Union program, as of about a month ago. I became involved in one, and I'm living, being able to feel that purpose of what I felt was took from me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And actually do it now on my own merit. Like, I don't have nobody telling me when to come do it or how I can do it. I can do it on my terms. So I'm enjoying that.
Beautiful. Nina, you have any questions?
No, no, that's interesting story. But I'm real talking. I'm glad you cleared it up. Wasn't nothing crazy in my history back then. Got caught up in something else. You know what I mean? I appreciate you clearing that up. I'm gonna ask you a question. Me, I know we about to talk about your current song in a second or so. Um, I first heard you when you flipped that Mary J. Blige joint. You know what I'm saying? What made you decide to do that?
Oh man, look. So the cool part about everything is, for those who don't know, initially when I first came out, as an artist, I came out under Young Kino. My first records was with Wiz Khalifa. I had a Tattoos and Jewelry record with me and Tiger. Um, I was on J Rock's remix with Lil Wayne to All My Life, and the list, things go on. And so between 2018 and 2020, I had took a break. Like, I was deciding if I really still wanted to be a part of the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that. I took 2 years off. And what happened is, I was in the studio during somebody else's session, because although I wasn't particularly pushing my artistry at that time, I've always been a person that's been outsourced from people to help them put their singles together. Because I've always had a single driven career. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the studio minding my business, trying to be on the executive side of some things and doing it. And this producer, Disco Boogie, pulled up that record, man, that beat. And you know how when you still glued to music, you get to, you know what I'm saying, then you get to mumbling a little, you know what I mean? And the next thing I know, I was like, hey man, let me get that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that was around this same time last year, like about September, October. Got it from him. Um, I flipped what I felt like the real love meant for me, what it was for me and my life experiences. And then, we was heavy in the pandemic at that time. You know what I mean? So I was just talking about what real love was for me right then, thinking about the pandemic, and, you
Hmm.
know, how people had to be glued together, during that time. And so, you know, I um, I wrote it out, and I reached out to Amada, because you seen the video, right?
Yes,
Nina.
sir.
Yeah, so I reached out to Amada, and was like, yo, well, I reached out to her people first, and then she got on the phone, and I was like, yo, I got this record I want you to be a part of. And at first, she wasn't digging being a per se a vixen in the video because she's an artist as well. You know what I mean? So she felt like she didn't want to step into that role. She wanted to stay in the artist role. But when she heard the concept of what it was and things like that, you know what I mean, about black love and stuff like that, she was like, I mess with it. That's solid. You know what I mean? So she flew out from Miami. I'm from Cali, but we shot it in Vegas at the Monster Mansion, the Monster Products who make the Beats by Dre, the headphones. So not the Monster drink, but the Monster electronic company. We shot it at their mansion, and it was just a whole vibe, man. You know what I mean? It was a vibe.
There it is. What definitely caught my attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of the original joint when somebody flips it
Uh,
and flips it
uh,
right. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Not because some people flipping is whack. So, but no, you did your thing. So,
And see, Disco Boogie didn't even sample it. Like he replayed, things. He replayed it and things like that. And so the conflict was like, man, I was ready to let it go, like let it go, and
right,
but the thing for me was I was like, man, Puff gonna come at me about this, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want the situation, right? So being that it was the first record under the rebrand,
right,
Mark Handsome, I was like, okay, cool. If I don't let it out commercially, on radio,
hmm,
I can do this viral thing, and give this picture. So I'm coming back with this big image. We did it in the mansion. We had the drones. I had a Mata. We had the pools over the mountain. You know what I mean? Just come back big with it so it could set up the platform really what I intended to do,
Mm,
which was get to this record with Jim that obviously we're here to talk about tonight
there
and
you go.
things like that.
absolutely. Now, I have a question, right? Because it's always this one part of interviews that people always miss and they don't ask, but I need to know, okay? Because you went from playing ball to being a counselor to music, but it's that part in between because all I hear you saying is big names. What was that opportunity that came to you that connected you to these names that we're familiarized with?
Oh man, so you talking about the people that I worked with?
Yes, like how'd you get there? That's the part we need to know.
Man, but see, that's what we said in the beginning. Nino said, "What was the easiest?" It was
Network.
networking.
Hmm.
When I came in the game, man. Listen, so I always say people's success is based on what they was told in the household growing up. You know what I'm saying? I had parents who told me I could be anything that I wanted to be, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
um, because I believed that for myself,
Hmm.
when I got in this music business, right, and I dropped my first record, I was reaching out to people and walking up on people that I didn't understand politically.
Hmm.
Yo, you ain't even buzzing enough yet to be trying to reach to that person. But
Hmm.
because I was fearless because I didn't because when I came in the game with no experience, right?
Hmm.
The funny part is I didn't know you were supposed to have a manager.
Hmm.
My record was playing on the radio, and I'm like, why the labels ain't calling me? I don't got an email nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So because I was inexperienced on what the politics were, I was just doing me,
Hmm.
and doing me made people be like, damn, this kid, like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the average person wouldn't go after certain people, you know what I mean, and reach for certain people because it wasn't politically correct. But I didn't understand what wasn't politically correct.
Hmm.
So at that time, coming in as a up and coming and I would see a A-lister, I just thought, hey, if I'm dope, you supposed to work with me, not what I was charting on yet
Mm.
or things like that. So that was the way the relationships came. Like I said, my first record it was me and Wiz. My next record it was me and Tiger and Terry Kennedy, the skateboarder. I did a record with Jim back then that didn't get to do what it was supposed to do because I lost a family member. You know what I mean?
Sorry to hear that.
I did one with Jeezy. I got a record with John B. Like Cali Swag District. It was so much going on, and like I said, I was just I was having fun with it in the beginning, right? And so part of the having the fun and just doing it only for fun without understanding, okay, what's the end goal? Like, are you branding something? Are you building a franchise? Are you gonna make a legacy? That was the reason for the rebrand. Um, when I chose to do it last year, because I looked up and I had all these records all over the place, but I was like, well, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And Nino may know, when you come from the hood, you misguided. So what it was for me was just it was about, oh, I worked with that person. Oh, I worked with that person. I worked with that person. But it was like, okay, you got 60 records out here, but what you doing? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so that's how I said how I got to those people was shit, just believing that what I saw for myself was possible.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So
And,
what do you?
and it sounds like you weren't scared to hear the word no. That's what a lot of people nervous about when they try to
Mhm.
come at folks, hearing
Mm.
the word no. Get out of here. You know what I mean? You keep shooting your shot at these folks. Now you got
Man,
records all on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
but you know what, Nino? Um, Consciously, I don't even think I was even thinking that I could be told no. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I take myself back there, not saying that I felt like they couldn't. What I'm saying is I was so um I was so in the zone and feeling like things could just happen that I don't even think I was thinking I could be told no. You get what I'm saying? Like let me tell you the funny thing about back then. I had just got off a radio interview, right? And they were asking me if you could collab with anybody, who would you collaborate with? And this was like 2013, right? I said Jim Jones, right? So I leave the radio station, I go back to the studio, and I record a song called Fast Life where I did the first verse and the third verse, and I left the middle open, right, Nino?
Yes,
So
sir.
people like in the studio, why you leave the middle verse open? What you doing? I'm like, I'm gonna get Jim Jones on it. They said, bro, you got one record out. Hey, you just get Jim Jones, right? I said, man, watch. Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I was on a show downtown LA. I think it was a 740 club, and Jim was the headliner. He did. And so when I performed that night, he was there, and some partners of mine was actually around him at that time. And they pushed me through to holler at him. And so I'm telling them like, yeah, man, I got this new record out. It's popping. But I've been a fan of yours, and I just recorded this record, and I want you on the middle. And I'm telling them like, I want you to do the balling thing. Like I had the whole idea of what I wanted to do. So
Mhm.
he's like, listen, um, um, today is Wednesday. I'll be back in New York on Friday. If everything check out how you say it is, and you know what's going on for you, you'll have the vocals and stuff on Saturday, right?
Mhm.
Saturday, I'm turned up. I'm in Vegas at that time, because I was popping. I had a record that was I had 90 stations, no deal. I was up, and I'm in Vegas. Hands in the air. I'm partying, and I get to the room that night. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm looking at the email. I'm like, man, he ain't even send me the record, right? So I thought it wasn't popping. I woke up Sunday morning and all his vocals was in the email, just boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So, um, again, again, what I'm telling you, T Quest, was that it all happened off of just me feeling like
Mhm.
what I could do was what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And,
Absolutely.
and not even knowing the no word, Nino. It's like in this, you got in this game. If you know the word no exists, then that's what you gonna get. You
There it
feel me?
is.
You know. But,
All
but
right, Quest.
It's the
Eventually,
comments
it's the
because
comments.
you
Yes, in
keep
the
like, you know
comments.
what I'm saying, Nino? Well, Nino, you know. So they trying to figure out why you acting like I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just
okay,
being
what T Quest? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I mean? Cause he initially asked the certain question. You know what I mean?
I know.
Dang man, I know you. Y'all listening, you know, I mess with T Quest too. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
T Quest show.
But it's cool. I get it. I
Yeah.
totally understand because he asked the question. So let me ask the question so you can talk to me.
There
Okay,
No,
you
yeah.
let me
Cause I'm
fall
gonna
back.
say,
Let me
I'm gonna
fall
say,
back
you know,
now.
cause I'm gonna say, you know, what I'm talking about T Quest.
Yeah, there you go.
that's what I'm
There
talking.
it
Yeah,
is.
You know, I like to feel special. No,
Yeah.
but no, that's super awesome and having that mindset too because the only no I know is the no and Nino. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But as a music artist, right? So you sitting there, I got to get a new profession, new paper, right?
right.
Okay, you in front of the pen and pad. Now, some artists they just start writing, some start spitting, some start harmonizing. What did you do?
I start writing. You know
Did
what I
you?
mean?
Okay,
I just started writing. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And I ended up writing my first record, and I was listening to a I had just recorded my first record. You know what I'm saying? T Quest. I had just
There it is. See,
Smart man,
quick
smart
study.
man.
yeah, look, I had just started. I had just recorded my first record, and I was at the house and I was listening to KJLH. That's like the small local station in Cali. It's Stevie Wonder station,
Mhm.
right? And they play gospel and R&B Monday through Sunday. But they had just started this show called the Saturday Night Mixdown from 8 to 12 on Saturday night. They had a little 4 hour block out of 7 days a week where they would play hip hop.
Mhm.
So I'm at the crib and I'm listening to them, and they like, we looking for a new local artist to break. If you got something hot, call us up. So I'm like, shoot, man, I got a wreck. You know what I mean? I got something. You know what I mean? So I call them up. I get through. They give me the email, tell me to email it to them, and they was like, if it's hot, we gonna call y'all back. You know, whoever, and tell you it's hot or whatever.
Mhm.
So I send it to them. They call me back. They like, yo, this hot. So they play the record. So I'm lit. You know what I mean? So then the next weekend, you know, one day out of the week, uh, they back at it again. So the following weekend they play it, and so they invite me to the station, and I did the interview, and somebody there had came from Power 106. Her name was Rhea Bia, and she knew that I needed more exposure than
Mhm.
this station that can only give you one spin per week, and she
Okay.
took me over to Power 106 where
Mhm.
Big Boy was at that time, and
Okay.
introduced me to them, and I was able to get it cracking with them. And
Mhm.
so with Power being my number one leading station, you know, because that's a trend setting station, things it just took off from there. DJ E Man and DJ Felly Fell and them dudes, they gave me opportunity to get on like the high school tours and really expose myself to the support, and the support system as we know is the kids, the youth. And so
Absolutely.
that's really how it happened, you know, picking up a pen, working on it. Then I didn't even know what bars was. You know what I mean? I was just writing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And when I tell you, it was like this shit wasn't planned out. It wasn't scripted or nothing. It was just like, cause I always been one of them people like I can do it. Like
Mhm.
even in the eighth grade when they was wearing like bowl cuts. You know what I'm saying? Bowl cuts, right?
Okay.
Um, I asked my grandfather for some clippers, and cause I just knew I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And that was when they was tying the shoestring like around the head and shit. And you was trying to make that perfect bowl, like you gonna like Will Smith and them used to wear. You know what I'm saying? With the high top. And I got some clippers. I think it was for like my birthday or something. And I just went in the bathroom and cut me one. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just like, if I see it, I believe it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I guess I didn't know at that time that I was doing what everybody is so heavily into now, which is manifestation.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I didn't know that that's what I was doing.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Well, I think it's time. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, it's about that time. It's about
Because
that
he
time.
manifesting a lot, talking a lot, mad features, touring in front of people. I think it's time for the people to actually witness this greatness from this man.
All
Mm.
right,
All right.
let's do it. You want to introduce it?
I think he should introduce your new track, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Oh man, you know what it is? It's this new track, If I Like It, featuring Jim Jones and Alexis Renee. It's a whole vibe. Turn it up.
VVS look like water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah. If I like it, if I like it, yeah. If I like it, yeah.
If I want it and I like it, I'ma get there, yeah. Stun all up on you with a big bag, yeah. Look, I got all these haters big mad. From my head to the toe, it's a big splash. Drip, D, thought you knew me. Ooh, I just pocketed a new queen. Ooh, I just pocketed a new whip. And everybody on my squad on the same shit. I'm a young ghost. I need that cash. Blow a few stacks, get it back fast. Time don't wait, so give me that bag. Shake and bake, hope you ain't first in your last. Hold up.
VVS look like water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah. If I like it, if I
We
like
back at it, huh? 2000 Chum. Trouble. Capo. Jones. Go. These spaghettis look like water on my body limbs. A cold heart, but these still ain't hot as gym. You know the bouncers show me love, so I got it in. Hold on farm cars that ain't getting potted in. I get it if I like it. If I like it, I'ma swipe it. I can tell you about the future like a nigga is a psychic. Like tonight I'ma buy the bar, tomorrow I'ma buy a car. We all got guns and differences, we gon' fire ours. Came in with your life, shake the dice, you can try your odds. You can meet Christ, that's the price to get high as God. The car got all wood grain, just like I'm a star. Got your bad one down, just like I'm a
VVS look like water
god.
on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah. If I like it, if I like it, yeah. If I like it.
I've been wishing that I had shit. At times it wasn't nothing in the cabinets. Nowadays it should be fasting. Cause I'm out here eating like a savage. Yeah, bad. And she mad thick. And that too on some cash. I got anything you need to fix your habits. Cause everything I do is hella lavish. Yeah, I'm a young ghost. So give me that cash. Blow a few stacks. Get it back fast. Time don't wait. So give me that bag. Shake and bake. Hope you ain't first, then you last. Hold
VVS
up.
look like water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah. If I like it, if I like it, yeah. If I like it, yeah. If I like it, yeah. If I like it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Shout out to DJ El Nino for mixing that for us on the show today.
A
Yeah,
little,
yeah,
little
he
light
did
mix.
that.
Little light mix.
Little light mix.
Yeah, a little light mix. Yeah, I wanted to hear the song, so I want it's a little light today. So
Okay, okay. Now, with this song, how did it come about? Was it the beat first? Was it the topic? Like, what was the process for this particular single?
Yeah, I got the record first, the beat first, and um, it was sent to me by a producer,
Okay.
um, in Atlanta, and he sent it to me, and uh, I felt it. I felt it. So I wrote my stuff down, and me and Jim had actually not been in contact since when we had did the first record, and I had always wanted to revisit the situation back because when I got the record from him, I got a record with him years ago. Like I said, I had lost a loved one during the time, so
Mhm.
I had while the record was up, it went down because obviously I wasn't on the push no more and things like that. Mentally, I wasn't there.
Mhm.
So I always was wanted to revisit that because that was always somebody that I respected. I respected his craft early on, and so I felt like I didn't get my just due. You know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
always wanted to get an opportunity to do it over again, and
Okay.
so when I got it, I wrote it out, did my thing, and I reached out to my homegirl, Raquel Harper. Raquel Harper was on TMZ.
Okay.
So she reached out to Jim and them and got the current number. And when I got on the line with them, they was already coming to Cali the next day.
Wow.
So they just told me where they was gonna be at in Beverly Hills. So I pulled up over to them at the hotel and we talked about it. And it was history from there.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? He told me, first time was luck, second time is a charm. So
Mm.
we gonna go ahead and do this. And he wasn't lying because the second time been a charm for real. Like not
Yeah.
just on the fact of the record with him, but just on the fact of me and the rebranding. Like it's been a
Mhm.
dope experience.
Okay. Awesome. So I guess my question is, with the rebranding, what's different from who you were then to who you are today?
Um, so how it started. I was sitting in the valley with Daphne Wayne's, Keenan Ivory Wayne's ex-wife, right? That
Okay.
was like a sister to me, and we were sitting and we was just going over music and going over branding and things like that. And she was like, your your brand and the records you make have always been commercial and always been for a female audience, right? And she
Mhm.
was like, so what about the name Young Kino that you have? Like, how does that demand the female fan base? She was
Mhm.
like, we gotta get suavier. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know how you hear like Harry Belafonte and Fred Astaire and all these people. She was like, we gotta get like that. So
Mhm.
the rebrand was just more about me making the name and the craft and what the craft stands for and the records I stand for matched together to
Mhm.
create a brand because it wasn't a brand that was the moving parts were working together. You know what I mean? There was something about everything that wasn't tying into everything. You know what I mean? And I think like everything comes from the name. When you think about like a food place, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you get that name and then the vision come, you know what I'm saying? Like after that. So it was like I had all the moving parts right, but the foundation went right.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah. So you just looked in the mirror and was like, that man
Oh, so
handsome.
you want to know how the
Uh,
name?
that's what it
You want
is.
to know how the name came about? I didn't know you wanted to know the whole story, but I was just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And one of my homeboys was like, have you ever heard of this dude named Johnny Handsome? It was a movie where it was a guy who was he basically was like the ugliest dude, right? and but he was part of the first face augmentation. So when he had the augmentation, he became the dude that every dude wanted to be like, and the dude every woman wanted. So it was like he had a bad past, but his second time around was different. Like, he had reinvented himself. So I'm like, dang, the handsome part is dope, but I don't look like no Johnny. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So being that we use part of my name, Mark, we just took the K off and the E N E. My name's Marking. We took the E and E off, and we made it to a C, like Mark Jacob, Mark Echo,
mm,
and like that. So we was like, shit, let's put it to a test, and people supported it, so it was great. Because even like like here we go again. I gotta say Nino because he asked this question right when he was talking about real love. So being that I had the record Real Love, and it was Mark Handsome, I had to make it match. So it was like, man, I gotta make this love story because that's what it is. It's like a poster boy brand. I was like, I'm gonna be the poster boy for the West Coast
mhm. Okay.
because I felt like that was something that we never had here.
Okay,
Okay.
there it is.
There it is.
There it
And
is.
I was Googling Johnny Handsome. I wasn't being rude. I was Googling it so I can go and watch the movie later. And I'm looking at the pictures. It's quite unique.
Quite unique. That's what you say now. That's what
Yes.
we doing. Quite
Yeah,
Look,
unique.
at the end of the day, when you come into this world, you have no control over your genetics. Okay.
Facts. That's true. Very true.
yeah,
Facts.
So his uniqueness came from one night his mom and daddy connected on a different level than appearance. And okay, it doesn't matter. Got the movie. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to let Mark Hansen know about it and see if I like it. I'm almost like I probably like it. Okay, that makes sense. And rebranding is a beautiful thing. A lot of people feel like they can't do it. Well, I already got followers. Like, look, your followers and stuff is cute,
yeah.
but
It was it was it was
it's
a
really
hard thing. It was a hard thing to do because my history, the bulk of my, 9 years, 10 years was under something else. So I had to be confident enough to feel like this was gonna be greater than what was before. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? Because most of my homeboys was like, "Man, you gonna change the name, bro? You got this record with that and this record with that." But what I believed was gonna be different, I believed was gonna be better. I just felt like, I didn't mind doing it because I just felt like the comeback was gonna be greater. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I actually enjoyed coming back into the realm of not having no records under this name, but
hmm
now having the experience on what a hit record is. You know what I'm saying? What's the sound? How to get back to that melodic sound and the hooks where everybody is singing it. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it was like, okay, I'm 0 for 0 right now. So, here we go. And and I actually like it right now because you was on the Zoom call, right? TQuest, you was on the national Zoom call, right?
hmm
So you heard uh DJ Double XL say like, "Yo, what I heard is," you know what I mean? So it's like the records now is just like I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like the
hmm
1, 2, 3. You usually supposed to have that 1, 2, right? Like you know, put that one out, then have that two. You know what I mean? But I got like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it ain't just the jab and the uppercut. It's like jab, uppercut, uppercut. You know what I'm saying?
hmm So, what do you classify yourself as? Because I feel like with your music and the way it is, it can kind of go both ways depending on the record.
Right,
So, do you
right.
classify yourself as a singer
Nah, nah,
or a hip
definitely
hop
not,
artist?
definitely
I'm
not.
just
Your
saying
face.
because
Your face. He like, nah,
look,
son.
Well,
like this
cause
one
I'm
song,
saying,
you
cause I
can
can't.
think of that, huh?
Well, no, I definitely wouldn't say that though, cause my notes ain't it. You know what I'm saying? If you really
Mhm.
try heard me trying to really hit some notes, but I always said like, damn, if I could be a singer though, that'd be, you know,
Okay, okay. There are some, not even some. There's a lot of singers out there that does songs like that single and literally classify themselves as a singer.
Facts.
There's a lot
Facts.
of
Right.
melodic artists
Yeah.
out here.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
never going to assume.
Yep.
So I just asked the question,
Right.
for
For
clarification.
me, it was just more like it was just a vibe. You know what I mean? Like it was just riding the beat. You know what I mean? I wasn't singing, it wasn't so rap. It was just like a vibe, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it was something new for me to try.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was I could dig it when I got through. I was like, okay, this it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Nina.
No, that's not smart. Because when I heard it, I'm like, I don't think he's singing. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
there's a lot of artists out there. You hear them songs, you're like, no, this is R&B. I'm like, oh, this is singing now. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But it was, I like that you asked the question. You know what I mean?
I'm
But
smart.
also respect his answer that he
Hmm.
respects real singers. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I respect the singers, man. So I definitely wouldn't say I was singing at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there it is.
I definitely wouldn't say that. I wouldn't mind learning though, some notes though. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think it'll make the wave even better. Music. You know,
Hmm.
like Drake is killing it with that.
He's
You
been
know,
killing it
Absolutely.
for a while. For a
yeah,
while. For a
and I
while.
ain't, yeah, and I ain't mad at what he doing. At all. Like
Yeah,
you can't be mad. Like that's talent. You know what I mean? He's tapped into some talent in him, and he using that, using them tones, and he go back to straight hip hop. So you know.
there it is. There it is. There it is. All right, what we're going to do, you got something to say, Quest? Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Mm-mm. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. All right. I know we've been talking about this real live joint. Um, I'm talking the real love joint. So I think we need to, play that for the folks. So I'm gonna go
There
ahead
you
and play.
go.
You know what I mean? We got to play that. All right.
Hey, tell them though. Oh, you got the vid with it.
Come on, son.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm good. I got this. All right. Let's get this.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Wow.
Why not? I'm saying we
Once
talked
again,
about it a
shout
lot, so I'm
out
like,
to
we got to give it to the people so they know what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yes, because I was waiting to see the video and waiting to see her too. Because
Yeah,
I didn't see the
well,
video and I wanted to see it. And I was like, I know Nino about to play it. So I
Yeah.
was like, my little turn. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you, Mark, on the show and taking time out to be here with myself as well as DJ El Nino.
Man, I
So
appreciate y'all for having me.
absolutely. This is part of the show when you just talk to the listeners, whether they're tuning in live, whether when they hear it on the streaming platforms later or different radio
Yeah,
stations.
peace.
It's your moment. So you can have a wow moment, words of wisdom, but the people know how they can follow you. Whatever you want to say to your fans and new potential fans, the floor is yours.
What's happening? What's happening? It's Mark Handsome. First and foremost, you can catch me on all platforms at being Mark Handsome. That's on Facebook, Twitter. That's on IG, being Mark Handsome. Pretty much, I enjoyed the show, and anybody who tapped in who ain't up on me, I appreciate you if you join the band. You know what I'm saying? Get in and follow the train and see where we heading. We got some good things coming forward and some big moves that I think you will enjoy.
Okay. There you go. And I want to give a special shout out to Chanel because Chanel is an incredible singer and pianist. And when
yes,
you said that you possibly one day looking for vocal lessons, she immediately put her company out there. So she's like, if you serious, she got you, you know. And
Okay,
I mean, like,
okay,
she
yep.
dope too.
yeah, real
Huh?
talk. Yeah, she good.
She
Yeah, she
dope.
Huh?
good. She good.
Chanel, hit me on my IG. It's being Mark Handsome.
Absolutely, absolutely. She be hitting them notes all the way up like where Mariah
Facts,
and them be at.
facts,
What up,
facts. She
Soldier?
crazy with it.
Absolutely.
DJ Soldier Life in here, man. What up, Soldier?
Absolutely.
My
But
people, Peasy. What's up, Peasy?
is this peasy?
Yeah, that's Peasy right there, of course.
Okay, okay. But yeah, we definitely
Roxana. Roxana, what's up, Roxy?
all your people's out here. And that's what it's all about. No matter what you do, because I know as you grow in your career, it's gonna get bigger and bigger, but it's nice to know you really have genuine fans out there that support what you do.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just want to say I definitely appreciate you having, like I said, taking the time out to be on the T Quest show today with myself, DJ El Nino. And don't be a stranger.
I appreciate you reaching out though. You know what I mean? Reaching out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Y'all
Not
in
here, huh?
y'all in the state.
Well, right now I'm in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
Florida. I'm in
Oh,
Florida.
you in Florida?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Was you at the conference?
Yes, sir. That was local
Yeah, I
for
was.
me.
I
I'm
was
in
there.
Jacksonville. I could walk
Yeah,
there.
I was there.
All
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely. I know you was there. You know how I know you was there? Because even though it's a conference, and we're all having fun and stuff, but as fleet DJs, we're there to handle business too. So
Facts.
I'm standing there and I'm watching all the art. You performed, right? Mark?
I'm listening.
Did you perform?
Nah.
You were just there?
Yeah, I was just there.
Why didn't you perform?
I mean, to be honest, that was my first fleet experience. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I came down there and was just observing and seeing what the fleet movement was all
Smart
about.
move. Smart move.
Was all
Okay.
about.
Hmm.
So I came and you know it was interesting. Say for me, but the best part of it for me happened around actually the last day there. Um, I bumped into DJ Soldier Life, and he was talking to me and asked me what my experience was, and I was telling my highs and lows about my experience as an artist,
Hmm.
and he was just like, "Man, let me liven it up for you." So he took me himself and took me around to a good 20, 30 people and put me in the middle of the network and introduced me to the West Coast fleet so I
Okay.
can really get to the people in my area. And
Mhm.
from then on, it was really a great experience. Soldier dropped me into a mix that
Mhm.
turned into a bonfire for me. And DJ Early
Mhm.
um, was who he actually DJ Early was on the flight with me coming back to Cali.
Okay.
That's how we met. And DJ Early, man, I don't know what he's recognized on as the fleet
Mm-hmm.
because he's so low key.
Mm-hmm.
But
He is.
Facts.
but
Facts.
but what I could say is, and I'm not making it up out of coast thing because like
Mm-hmm.
I mean I want to get supported in every coast. But what I'm saying is he's really about his West Coast thing. And
Mm-hmm.
he made it his mission to make sure that I got in the groove with the West Coast fleet to meet Double XL and Leonidas the DJ and
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, um, the Las Vegas fleet and everything on the West Coast. And they put me on that first platform, and that's just what happened from there. They have a goal. The West Coast fleet have a goal right now, and their goal is they want to be known more for what they bring into the table. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And it was a blessing for me that they felt like I was somebody who had the level of music that they wanted to get behind and push in front of all of you guys on the East and the South um, when I did that national call.
Mm-hmm.
Because initially I didn't have that national call, and initially at the Fleet Conference, nobody didn't even know me. You know what I'm saying? So, it was later that they was like, dang, this dude was here. He had that record. I had just let the record out that week. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Well, we conversed that conference. And I even remember because it was only select a few artists that actually got their information in their IGs and stuff, and you were one of the selected few. And I was like, he's the guy from the conference, And like you said, you didn't perform, but you're good at networking, and I remembered
Yeah,
you and
obviously.
have your connection. And there's a lot
Yeah,
of artists,
obviously.
but I didn't screenshot a lot of their IGs, only select a few, and you just happen to be one of them.
I appreciate it.
And look at
There
you
it
now.
is. Yeah, there it
But
is.
I like that because I tell some people too, every platform is not your platform, but it could be a potential opportunity. Just because they're a stage does not mean you always have to hit every single one of them.
Right.
Sometimes you can make more of an impact just being in the crowd and networking with the people and talking to them.
And that's what it was for me, man. And how can I say this? So humbly speaking, right?
Hmm.
I just felt like for me, I had been in this um for a certain amount of time. And
Hmm.
so when I came there, for me it was more about having real conversations with the DJs, with real conversations with the DJs, not, I just didn't feel like I was in the starving artist part where I'm running and trying to chase DJs. I mean, at the end of the day, now where I'm at in my career, I feel like I'm a man first, right?
Yeah.
So, so not about pride or nothing like that, but I feel like for artists and DJ, it's a mutual business, right? I
Hmm.
need to bring the DJs a hit, and they need hits to break.
Hmm.
So when I was there, like I say again, humbly speaking, I just felt like I don't need to chase nobody. I need to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And when I get those real conversations, it
Hmm.
will turn into real business. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
my first couple of days wasn't like that. DJs was moving around and artists was chasing them and things like that. And I just felt like that wasn't my wave. I felt like my wave was to pull people and have real conversations. So when you saw me there, I was trying to get the real conversations. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And that's what it was for me.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. I literally just told a label's going down to Texas Fleet Week, right?
Hmm.
And I sent out an email to the artists that are going. I'm like, look, this is another type of fleet, and it's going to be fun for you guys, but don't do the average stuff because you'll get lost in the shuffle. Try to build a real relationship and connection with these DJs so they actually remember you. You don't just give me a social media and call it a day. Like that doesn't work for everybody.
Man, look, I was on a call with DJ Mr. Popular out there in Florida,
Hmm.
right? Isn't he out there in Florida?
Yeah, Jacksonville. He said. Yeah.
Yeah. So he brung me uh on one of you guys' Monday calls. Monday
Okay.
calls. It's kind of like like your informational calls, are real, where y'all really have real conversations. And they were talking about artists giving us social media or just hitting people through social media and expecting that to just land. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was I believe in pulling up. So when I came back, early Ian and was sending me the link to do the West Coast conference call. I was like, man, shit, well, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up. I was like the first artist to pull up and do the Zoom call from there. You know what I'm saying? And so at that point, they was just like, dang, dude, pull up. I pulled up in Vegas on them. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm finna come out to New York, and handle some business with Jim, and I'm gonna pull up on P Money. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to do something in Virginia with Pink Diamond and Jazzy DJ Jazzy Beats. So and even in New York, I'm supposed to get with DJ Marc. You know what I'm saying? You see, I'm remembering names, so
Yeah,
that
there you
tell
go.
you
Yeah,
like,
I like
I
that.
know.
That's
Yeah, and I like
smart.
that too. I
Hmm.
like
yeah,
it.
that tell you, you know what I mean? So and then you saw Kim on the line over here. Kim, that's part of the fleet. That's in Memphis, Tennessee. Her and DJ Flavor. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna
Oh
tap
yeah.
in with them, and then the Latino DJs hit me yesterday. Les DJ Les Rico.
LES, Florida in the building.
He
You know what
got
I'm
him.
saying?
He no more fleet than fleet.
I
I
sent
know. Facts.
yeah,
That part.
I sent it to him, man, and then I got to get back down to Jacksonville and get with Soldier Life, man. I'm like, that y'all they gave me to go on that call that they was behind it. So, you know, no. Hey, you can't tell me you with it and don't expect me to pull up and be like, hey, y'all said it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's just I'm just keeping it real. If the fleet was on the call, they said they rock with it. So I'm pulling up
I
for
like
y'all to
that.
do what
I
y'all
like
said
that.
y'all gonna
There
do.
you
Yeah,
Don't
show
go.
and prove.
you know
I
what I'm
love that.
saying?
Yeah, show and
And
prove.
that's not even like, and like you said, that ain't even no like pressing up nobody. I'm just
Yeah,
like what
yeah,
y'all said, it's a go. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is for real. That's
Yeah,
real.
yeah. That's why I was trying to find out where T Quest is, because you did the interview, so what you telling me is this is a go. So I'm finna see, so go and line them DJs up over there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yep. As soon as he get here, he can be like, "Where Nino at?" Now, get here. Oh, thank you so much. But it's I love artists like you because everything you're saying is exactly what I teach artists when we do Zoom classes. It's music and business 101.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you already know it. And I'm like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air. And
Uh,
it makes you stand out amongst the rest. Like just
Yep.
listening to you naming the DJs of the coalition and their locations. And I test the other DJs all the time. I'm like, do
Yep.
you know who are the top 5 people in Fleet and in order? They'd be like, who? I said, see,
what would that be? Classic. What is
uh-oh.
his name? Aaron. Would that be Aaron?
Okay.
And then would that be the managers, like West Coast, East Coast, South managers? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like Double XL
For
and
the fact that
Honey.
you knew Classic and Aaron, that's good so
Yeah.
far. But
Facts.
Classic and Aaron is top 2, CEO and COO, and then there's the president, vice president, and all that stuff.
Mm.
But for the fact that you know that, that's great within
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
See, everybody knows the
You know what I'm
manager,
saying?
but is that T Quest is the R&B division manager. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
no, you got it. You got it.
And
Do your
DJ
thing.
El Nino is the assistant manager in the R&B division. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Okay. Okay. So this is an R&B thing.
you know what I
But it's
mean?
more than that
Yes, yeah, facts. It's more than
because
that. Facts. Yeah.
Nino won Best Mix Show DJ of the Year,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got
Yeah.
some bona
and
fides in there.
T Quest won the Fleet DJ's Lady of the Year.
Lady of the year. That's
So
There
what's
it
you
is.
gotta realize, Mark, like that platform, okay? Three
Yeah,
flat,
yeah, yeah,
flat,
yeah.
flat platform.
platform. Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But just like you just come on, observe, and you just handle your business. That's the same thing when we go, not really out, when we float through the virtual world because it's still cooties out here. You
Mhm.
know, we just have conversations with people. And
Right.
listening because I'm not the type to like brag or boast or go through a whole list of accolades. I'm blessed to be where I'm at and all that I've been through and all that I've accomplished. But I don't lead with that. I'm like, no, I want you just to talk to me. Let me see where your head's at so I know how to converse with you.
Yeah,
Yes, Mark?
because it's character before anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm.
it's you introduce yourself off of who you are first. Anything like, that's why I said, like I was saying earlier, when I was there, it was more about me having conversations
Exactly.
as a man first.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I think I was telling Classic, like, man, like I want to have a conversation with you as a man, like not no artist stuff, just, you know what I mean? I came out here from Cali, so I want to,
Hmm.
want to holler.
I love that.
Yeah, facts. That's how you respect that. Real talk. You remember that rather than
Mm.
somebody talking about give me at blah 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 underscore
Yo,
16.
so and
You know what I
so
mean?
follow me on the gram. Be like,
Yeah, facts. You remember
I
that?
can't
Yeah, okay. All right,
read.
maybe.
Yeah, because I sat down with a bunch of people while I was out there, man. We invited my team, invited them to dinner, man. We were breaking bread with DJs, man. We was eating, having meals and stuff like that, at certain places. Like, you know what I mean? We hooked up with a few DJs and a few people, and had dinners and lunch and, had some, bottles with and things like that.
Okay, great. So when are we going to sit down to have lunch or dinner? You, me, Nino, your team. We got to put that together, right?
Hey, we definitely do, because I told you I'm pulling up to everything, man. Everything fleet right now. I'm finna hit fleet every state.
All right.
Okay, okay. But
For real.
we part of multiple teams and conglomerates, so we bigger than Fleet. You know,
Okay. Okay.
so just let me know. Of course, one of y'all got the check, but we can definitely do some things because, like you said, we always talk about building relationships and connections.
Right.
And the type of man that you are, you would never get lost in the shuffle. And I
Right.
respect it.
Facts. Facts.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Facts.
We appreciate you, boo
Facts.
boo.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm
that
just so
part.
emotional right now because he's just so amazing.
Thank you.
But the
Yeah, it
show
is.
been over. I'm gonna have to edit it for the radio stations, but because it went over an hour, so right now we just parlaying. But
Oh, okay. This 12 minutes past, huh? I didn't know.
you know why? Because people have so much fun when they talking to myself and Nino that they don't even realize it's been past an hour. Who was it that time, Nino? I think it was Woody from Drew Hill
Oh,
Show.
what? Oh my God, Woody. You talking about from Drew Hill? Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
he was
yeah.
here and he was just chilling, but he didn't even realize how long it was and he
Yeah.
extended the time that he was going to be up there. And a lot of them do that because they get comfortable on the platform, because we don't just ask the same generic questions, it's just more of a dope conversation. And I'm like, well, it's been 3 hours. I gotta go. But that just means it's organic,
Right.
Yeah, that part.
and that's
Facts.
what it's
Facts.
about. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I'm going to wrap this up, but before we do, I need a favor from you. I need a video testimonial and just talk about, say this is so and so, and just talk about your experience on the TQuest show with TQuest, DJ El Nino. Just a testimony. Can you do that for us?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Right, and then see if Nina want to flex us out of here. See what he wants to do. Nina want to flex us out of here.
I'm good. I'm good. No, we good today.
Fine, I'll flex us out of here.
You gonna flex?
Not a problem. Look,
All right.
I would I would cook up my controller and embarrass all of y'all. Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. Be careful.
But it's mixture DJ of the year. I don't want to do that for them other people. Bring it on. That's all I gotta say. Bring it on. No, but seriously, yeah, make you have the solo shot, and then you just give your live testimonial. Okay, okay, sounds good.
It was breaking up this last part when you was talking. What you say?
It's time to do the video testimonial, your
Okay.
experience being here with T Quest and DJ Onino. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. What's happening? It's your boy Mark Handsome. Just got through doing this interview with the T on the T Quest show. With T Quest and DJ Il Nino. It was a vibe. Definitely enjoyed it. And I suggest all you guys try to get with their program and get an opportunity.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
So
Forget about
I need you to do a little more, but make it more personal. It sounds scripted.
You
So
do?
I heard you like we're gonna do like this. Like so I heard you was on the T Quest show with T Quest and El Nino. How are they?
Okay. Okay. So you ready for me to go now?
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to say personal things? You know how I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
Good.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. What's happening, man? It's your boy Mark Handsome. Just got through doing the T Quest show. It was definitely a vibe. What I enjoyed most was that we had real authentic questions. Wasn't the typical artist questions. We really got into things that have to do with career building and brand building. So when you come on the show, definitely make sure that you got your education game up where you can handle the conversations and sound like you're an artist that ain't you know what I'm saying, all the time, but that you ready for what you're gonna go through. Again, it's something I definitely enjoyed, and I would suggest any artist to try to get with this platform. It's definitely a vibe.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There it is.
So we ain't like the people ain't still in the room now, are they? Or
Now
No, they
they
are.
about to go out.
They about to go.
I'm going to play your song. I'm gonna dance on a little bit, and you know what I mean, to sound it out like that. All right, let's do this.
There you go.
Water on my island, long way from running from the siren. I been hella water on my island, long way from running from the siren. Water on my island, long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, high pilot. I get what I want if I like it, like it, yeah, if I like it, if I like it, yeah, if I like it.
If I want it and I like it, I'ma get there, yeah. Stun all up on you with a big bag, yeah. Look, I got all these haters big mad. From my head to the toe, it's a big splash. Drip, D, thought you knew me. I just popped, thought you knew me. D, thought you knew me. Thought you knew me. I just pocketed a new queen. I just pocketed a new whip. And everybody on my squad on the same shit. I'm a young ghost. I need that cash. Ghost. I need that cash. Blow a few scopes. Get it back fast. Time don't wait. So give me that bag. Shake and bake. Hope you ain't first in your last. Hold up.
VVS look like water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah, if I like it. If I
We
like
back at it, huh? 2000 charm. Drop a bomb. Capo. Go. These spaghettis look like water on my body limbs. A cold heart, but these still ain't hot as gym. You know the bouncers show me love, so I got it in. Hold on phone calls that ain't getting potted in. I get it if I like it. If I like it, I'ma swipe it. I can tell you about the future like a is a psychic. Like tonight I'ma buy the bar, tomorrow I'ma buy a car. We all got guns and differences, we gon' fire ours. Came in with your life, shake the dice, you can try your odds. You can meet Christ, that's the price to get high as God. The car got all wood grain, just like I'm a star. Got your bell one down, just like I'm a
VVS look like
god.
water on my island. Long way from running from the siren. I been hella fly, I'm a pilot. I get what I want if I like it. Like it, yeah, if I like it. If I like it, yeah, if I like it.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. What up? Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that! Professional one sheets and so much more. Oh my god. Please visit our website, GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.